So Realme is making its entrance into the Nigerian market with a couple of their devices like the Realme C55 and the Realme C30s. But in this video we are going to be focusing on the bigger brother, which is the Realme C55. Now the Realme C55 will be standing up against tough competitors in the Nigerian market like the Redmi Note 12, the Tecno Camon 20, the Galaxy A24 and the Galaxy A14, the Infinix Hot series like the Infinix Hot 30 and a lot of other devices. With a price tag of 168,000 naira, why should you buy the Realme C55 instead of these other devices that I have mentioned? So the Realme C55 comes inside this yellow packaging. Now I love the simplicity of this packaging. Inside you get a SIM ejector, some manuals, you get a TPU case to get you started. Then here's the Realme C55 itself, let's keep it aside. There is a 33 watts fast charger inside the box. Then finally you get a USB-C cable. Now the build quality is what you would expect for a device at this level. Plastic frame, plastic body, a protruding camera bump that houses dual camera lenses. We'll talk about the cameras later on in the video. The design is what I call the 2023 design that almost every phone is rocking. And that is this boxy shaped design. From Samsung to the iPhones, Tecno, Infinix, they all implement this design in different ways. One of my favorite parts of the Realme C55 is the display. Now I think it has a pretty decent display. This display is 6.7 inches. It's a large display. The display's brightness peaks at 680 nits. And it's a full HD display, which is nice to see. It comes with a 90Hz refresh rate. Scrolling through the display is quite smooth. Normally for most devices in this category that comes with some sort of high refresh rate or the other, you won't feel it when using the device. But with the Realme C55, once you turn on the high refresh rate, you are going to feel the difference. Now because of the size of this display, 6.7 inches, consuming media on this display is quite pleasant, I must say. This display is powered by Android 13 with the Realme UI 4.0. Now there's an uncanny resemblance between MIUI that runs on Redmi phones and this Realme UI that runs on this Realme device. Now just like MIUI, the Realme UI has a lot of customization options and the icons are bold and they are well spaced out. One thing you still have to put up with here, just like most phones, is the amount of bloatwares that the Realme UI comes with. Now thankfully you can get rid of them if you don't want them or if you don't find them useful. The powerhouse underneath all of this is the mediatek Helio G88, which I rather find disappointing for a device like this. Now one would have thought that they would have gone with the mediatek Helio G99 instead. The device has 8GB of RAM and 256GB internal storage. The gaming performance is pretty decent, nothing really crazy. You play your favorite games sometimes at high graphics settings, sometimes you have to drop the graphics settings so that the phone will be able to cope. For an average user, the device has enough power to perform your daily activities conveniently. The fingerprint reader is side mounted and it's fast enough when you're trying to unlock the device as you'd expect. One very good aspect of this phone is basically the battery power. The Realme C55 comes with a 5000 mAh battery. The phone supports 33 watts fast charging, as I told you earlier on, and of course you get the 33 watts fast charger in the box. Now it takes about an hour 10 minutes to charge this phone from 0 to 100%. Overall the battery performance is good. Now the Realme C55 has a dual camera setup. The main lens is 64 megapixel, there is a 2 megapixel depth sensor. This phone can shoot 1080p videos at 30 frames per second, it cannot shoot 4K videos. The camera performance of this device is just average. The performance is not really consistent. Sometimes you get good images, sometimes the images are not so good. But overall, the cameras are not so bad after all. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the price of the Realme C55 is 168,000 Nigerian Naira as of the time of this recording. This is where the problem lies with me. With all the specs and everything that you've seen in this video, will you pay 168,000 Naira for this phone? Because if you look at the market, you have devices like the Tecno Camon 20 that is just about 10,000 Naira more expensive than the Realme C55, and it has better specs compared to this one. The Infinix Hot 30, which also runs on the MediaTek Helio G88, is selling for around 150,000 Naira to 155,000 Naira, and it still comes with up to 8GB of RAM, 128GB internal storage, or 256GB internal storage, and it's costing less than the Realme C55, which comes with the same specs. Or let's even be more practical, let's compare the Realme C55 with the Redmi 13C, which is the underdog here. Now, the Redmi 13C comes with the MediaTek Helio G85, which matches the performance of the MediaTek Helio G88 almost 95%. And it also has up to 6GB of RAM and 128GB internal storage. The 13C goes for around 98,000 Naira to 110,000 Naira. So if you are in the market for a new phone, will you buy the Redmi 13C or will you buy the Realme C55? You be the judge. In my opinion, I think Realme has a lot of work to do here. They have to look for a way to price their phone so that they can match the competition in the market and at the same time still offer more to the users. Because if you look at the smartphone market right now, it's all about what you can offer for the price that you can give. The Xiaomi 13C is one of the best selling phones right now in the market. It's because of what it's offering and the amount that the phone is being sold for. Anyways, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so that you know when we upload a new video, and most importantly, give this video a like and share it with your friends. Alright? My name is Kingsley. You can click here to go and watch the next video on the channel. Don't leave.